WUEV and the Otters Digital Network. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Bill, glad to see you're here, and hope your stomach's feeling better.
Well, a little better, but I want to thank you kindly for the words that you uttered after my departure. My wife told me that you expressed a concern and that I would be okay, and I want to tell you I really appreciate that. Thank you kindly. It shows a good friendship and concern, and you know, that's what we have here.
That's right. So when you left, the Otters were good enough to strike out the side, retire the three batters that Danny Urbach faced in the ninth inning. He got his fourth save of the year. The man from Brown University, Taylor Wright, picked up his second win of the year.
Oh, he got the win.
Yeah, and we're going to hear his pregame interview after we're done talking here.
Oh, okay.
But last night, it's safe to say that it was a roller coaster.
Yes.
Went up and down. There were 4 lead changes, 3 ties, and a total of 24 hits, 4 errors, and 13 runs scored. I think that's safe enough to sum it all up.
I would say so. I know it was an exciting ball night. And, you know, it just changed it up for a second. How'd the fireworks go? Because when I left, I went past there. I said, where's the fire truck? So, anyway, yeah, it was an exciting night. And, you know, thank God the hustle that we had of the ball player running down on that last play where the first baseman muffed it. And, you know, if he had just jogged down there and says, oh, well, I'm out, you know, the game would have been still being played. So, anyway.
No, I think you're right. The Otters never showed quit.
Right.
They always had a quality at bat. And they took advantage of the 3 errors that were committed by the Boomers, and that ultimately cost them. They honestly, I think Schaumburg should have won last night. But because they made not 1, not 2, but 3 errors that scored 4 Otters runs, including the game-winning one.
Yes, it was the errors that really put the Otters back in when they were down by what? It was 5-2, I believe, at that time. And then we scored 4 runs.
3 of them on errors.
On errors, on a bad throw, and lo and behold, we went up. I think it was 6-5 or something like that.
Yep.
And then they tied it up 6-6, and you know, history was the Otters went on to win 7-6. So, anyway, you did a great job, and
I appreciate it.
And you've got a good future in this
industry.
Good. I was going to say media relations part.
No worries. Well, I think the important thing is we got to bring excitement to the fans, especially when good things happen to the Otters. Now, a lot of excitement has happened around Taylor Wright, the man from Brown University. He has a couple wins. He picked up 2 saves this week, and he's in his first professional year of baseball. So when we come back, we're going to hear from my interview with Otters reliever Taylor Wright, the man from Brown University, who is enjoying himself here in Evansville in his first professional year of baseball. After that, we'll get to starting lineups and first pitch. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the pregame show on the Otters Digital Network, 91 and 91.5 WUEV.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
Now let's go inside the clubhouse for today's one-on-one with the Evansville Otters.
Plug us in, Joey. All right, Dave Nguyen here with Otters reliever Taylor Wright, who has an interesting story on his background. To make a long story short, you were working in finance, and then you went to Brown Alumni Day and started throwing off the mound with your coaches and your buddies. And next thing you know, you were hitting 89 to 90 on the radar gun. And now you're here in Evansville. So I guess in a few sentences,
hey, Joey, can you plug
what
us
has your
back
journey
in
been like so far?
I can tell you what, it kind of happened pretty quick. I didn't really expect to even be here. And then, you know, once I got to Evansville and found out I made the team, I was just so happy to be here. I just figured, you know what, this is borrowed time, so I'm going to enjoy every second of it.
Now, the team, we were over 30 games in. from your perspective, what has the season been like? Now, it also is your first preseason of professional baseball.
Yeah, I would say it definitely is a whirlwind to start. I can't thank the guys enough in the bullpen, especially helping me out with stuff like where to stand. I wasn't even sure, but how to prepare for games, how to prepare for hitters, how to get loose, when to get loose. So the guys on the team are really cool about helping me with that, and it's helped me settle in to the season, and I feel like now I'm in a pretty good place in my routine and stuff like that.
Now, have you always been a reliever, or have you converted to the reliever role?
I did a little bit of everything in college. I did start my senior year, so that was my last experience pitching. But I did relieve for 3 years, so it's a role I'm pretty comfortable with, and I love it. I think it's one of the best jobs in baseball.
Now, with both of us being from the Philadelphia area, we embrace the kind of grind, the attitude, mentality. With your first save earlier this week, just kind of take me through it, because there was a potential home run call that was negated, but at the time we were able to take the lead after losing through the first 8 innings, and you get your number called in the 9th. I guess talk about your background and how you were able to embrace the pressure in that particular situation.
Once again, the guys in the bullpen were super helpful, because I knew going into the game that situation come up, I was probably going to go in. So just kind of talking to them, they were like, hey, just be ready, always be ready in case, like you said, we'd take the lead after 8 innings all of a sudden. And yeah, just, being up 2, all you're worrying about is just making sure that second run doesn't cross. So when that guy hit a ball like just fouled, you're really thinking, okay, no problem. We're still up 1. When I got taken aback, it was even better. So, like I said, the guys in the bullpen really helped me get ready for that one and stay ready. Danny Herbeck's been our closer, and just picking his brain all game, it was awesome to kind of hear how he prepares and try and, mold that into how I was going to get out there.
Now, being a reliever, after talking to Danny, some guys embrace the pressure, some guys may not worry about it as much, and other guys may just simplify things. What is in your preparation? Because you never know when your number is going to be called. You may have an idea, but there could be a game where we're losing pretty bad and you're in just to try to conserve the deficit type deal.
Yeah, I think even just going back to even how I got here, I'm really just trying to have as much fun as possible and not worry about stuff like that. Like I said, I feel like I'm on borrowed time, so any chance I get to go out and pitch, it's really a blessing, and I try and treat it as such, just go out and enjoy it, and obviously be competitive and get guys out, but, don't try and make a bigger deal of it than, it has to be.
Now, were you relieved to get not only your first save, but to get the team to win at the same time?
Anytime you got a chance to help the team win a game, that's ideal. But yeah, everyone wants the ball in that situation. Every player wants to be the guy with the ball at the end of the game, and it's really cool. It's awesome to have that opportunity and hopefully continue to succeed in it.
A couple more for you. Now, as one of the relievers on the team, you're among one of the leaders in strikeouts. Were you a strikeout thrower in college, or did this just come as within your professional season you're able to kind of work on some of your pitches?
Definitely not a strikeout pitcher. I was not much of an anything pitcher in college, to be honest. I think just, like I said, picking guys' brains, the bullpen definitely helps, being more prepared. And it's a whole new mindset, really. Like I said, just having fun with it, not worrying about trying to strike people out or not worrying about, being perfect every pitch. Just, going out and have fun, letting your stuff do its thing, and letting your pitches work for you. So, that's all I'm focused on, and whatever comes after that is just gravy.
Now, lastly, we've played a lot more road games than home games, but the team plays better at home. From a reliever's perspective, what is it like playing, 1, at a home ballpark, but 2, at the historic Bosse Field?
Sure. I think, we all love home games because you have a much more settled routine. You know where everything is, you know what you're doing. I know I personally have much more time getting my pregame routine in. And then, the fans at Bosse are outstanding. You get out there, everyone's, come on, Taylor, you got to strike him out, and you hear that, it gets you fired up, and I think all the guys feel it, the support that the Otters fans have, and Bosse Field, I think, is one of the coolest things ever, just to hear some of the people that played here and the way the people here take pride in it, even in town, tell people to play for the Otters. Everyone's got a story about how they've been to Bosse Field and stuff like that, so I think it's something that they take so much pride in it. We want to too as players, and do it service and play well here.
All right, Taylor Wright, thank you so much for your time. We'll get back to starting lineups and first pitch. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball 91.5 WUEV.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
This summer, the Frontier League heads to the Big Apple as its brightest stars battle the Can-Am League's finest in the historic first-ever Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Celebration. It's July 9th and 10th in beautiful Rockland County, nestled in New York City's suburbs. Slide to rocklandboulders.com for tickets and lodging information to see the best baseball stars shine in New York. Again, visit rocklandboulders.com and show support for your team in the Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Game.
Bill McCune on the call. We have a cloudy day. We're hoping that the sun can get back out because we've had 2 beautiful days of baseball on Friday and Saturday. Let's meet the starting lineups first for the hometown Evansville Otters. Batting first, playing second base, number 2, David Cronin. Batting second, playing left field, number 5, Keith Grieshaber. Batting third, playing third base, number 7, Ryan Long, better known as Mr. Consistency. In 32 games, 31 of them he's been batting in the 3-hole. And I think that's important for what you talk about, Bill. You know where you're gonna line up and where you're gonna go in the lineup.
Yes, that is so important. We got the good Reverend just came in, and I hope you all gave the ball players your blessing.
Both teams.
That's right. I need to find out where do you normally go for the chapel for the home team?
Home team
in the equipment room. Okay. All right, sounds good. Well, Rev.
Some devotions that we did today, so you guys can follow up. I'm sorry. These are devotions for today. You guys can follow up with.
All right, Rev, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Reverend.
All right, well, that was the Reverend, nice enough to join and talk to us for a little bit. He's a very stand-up gentleman.
Yep.
Batting fourth for the Otters, playing first base, number 28, Carlos Castro. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 19, Dakota Phillips. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 25, Rob Calabrese. Batting seventh, playing center field, number 3, Jack Meggs. Batting eighth, playing right field, number 35, Justin Irby. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 27, J.J. Gould. And pitching is Tyler Beardsley, who looked really good to start off the week. He had a no decision, but he only allowed 1 run, and he had 8 strikeouts, his season high.
Yeah, I remember he pitched a wonderful game, but he didn't get credit for it. But
it's a shame because
it was a shame. We talked about that. You know, I brought up that pitcher from Syracuse that pitched outstanding back in the 2005, 2006 years. But unfortunately, great pitcher, but didn't have a good record.
Yeah. Well, Beards is looking to get a win today. He's pitched well in his last 3 starts. 2 of them, unfortunately, have been no decisions. But he's 2-1 this year with a 2.45 ERA, and he's hitting the corners early and often. And I think he has a lot of ground ball outs, so I don't know if we'll see 8 strikeouts. He's got a good curve, especially when it needs to, and occasionally a slider. We're about to sing the national anthem, and when we come back, we'll get to first pitch. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV.
Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the tri-state, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Stars through the perilous night.
It's game time for the Otters on 91.5 FM WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
3-1. Long. Toward right. Toward the corner. Toward the foul pole and over the wall. Fair. Home run for Ryan Long.
First pitch. Cronin crushes it in the air to deep right field. He bat flips it and it's way out of here.
Don't forget, Otters fans, you can catch every Evansville Otters broadcast on 91.5 FM WUEV, online at evansvilleotters.com, and through the WUEV mobile app.
Roxon deals the 2-2 pitch. Fastball called strike 3 on the inside corner. Vale rings up Bissell to end it, and the Otters are going back to the postseason.
Now, let's go out to the ballpark for all of the action.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We are in the 7th consecutive rubber match of the series of the Otters season. The second one against Schaumburg.
Oh, really? The second one? Okay.
Second one. A week ago we were in their rubber match, but it was back at Schaumburg.
Okay. How did we fare on those 7 or 6?
We had a 2-0 win. Randy Wynn, who's walking up right here, right in front of us in the black hat. He pitched 8 shutout innings in a 2-0 victory last week against Schaumburg. Today we got Tyler Beardsley. He's on the mound with a 2.45 ERA. He's 2-1 on the year. Had a no decision his last start, which was on Tuesday. The infield lines up for the Otters as follows. We have Calabrese behind the plate. We have David Cronin at second, Castro at first, Long at third, Gould at short, Griesaber in left, Meggs in center, and Justin Irby in right. To the plate is Julio Gonzalez, leading off for the first time in this series. Has 26 walks on the year. So look for him to try to get on base for this Boomers offense.
He's certainly Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson has the all-time record of being a leadoff hitter and having so many home runs.
First pitch from Beardsley. Be called strike on the inside corner. Count it 0-1, and we're underway here at Bosse Field. Glad for everyone to join us here on the broadcast. The 0-1 from Beardsley. Called a strike on the outside corner, making the count 0-2. Beardsley hitting the corners right away. Beardsley attended Sacramento State out in California. Line drive will be over the head of Cronin for a base hit. And Gonzalez on the board with the first hit of the game here this afternoon.
Didn't we start last night's game in a similar situation where that first batter just blooped it over the infield?
That was Jones, who's batting third today, Dylan Jones.
Okay.
Today we got Galuski batting second, Jimmy Galuski, who yesterday had a single, a double, and a run scored. First pitch, called strike on the outside corner. Righty on righty matchup. Count it 0-1 to Jimmy Galuski. Cloudy skies. We got the flag blowing in the northwest direction. Glad we're able to get this game in right now. The 0-1. Swing and a miss on a good breaking ball there from Beardsley. Count quickly at 0-2.
Yes, he did. I'm watching that third base coach. He's not giving us. He's giving the signs, but he's getting the signs from the bench. So the manager's sitting here relaying them.
0-2 the count. Runner on first and Gonzalez. The pitch. Swing and a miss. First strikeout of the day. Breaking ball there from Beardsley. There's out number 1.
Now there's a good example, Dave, of what I said. You made the man look bad on that breaking pitch. Come back with the same pitch, which he just did, and it was the same result. He missed it by a mile.
We'll bring up Dylan Jones, who has 2 home runs in this series, including
a couple doubles, too,
yep.
Really.
Jones was 2 for 5 on Friday night with a 2-run home run and a double. Yesterday, he had a solo home run and another single, also a strikeout. But he's been hurting the Otters this series in particular. Likes to hit the ball off the cover and will land somewhere in the outfield off the walls. The 1-0 will be a line drive that'll drop for a base hit in front of Griesaber in left. The Boomers now have runners on first and second with 1 out.
Would you say that Jones is a hitting machine?
Yeah, and he's taking advantage of his opportunities.
Yeah.
He hasn't had many at-bats. I think he came into the series batting 111.
Who's serious?
Yeah, but...
He's batting about 600 against us. Gee.
And it'll bring up the hot-hitting Nick Odo, who is playing the designated hitter today. Normally the catcher for the Boomers. They got runners on first and second on singles from Gonzalez and Jones. Beardsley checks Gonzalez at second from the right side of the rubber. He kicks and fires. That pitch is outside for a ball. Count it 1-0.
Jones's hit to left field was a good one. Gonzalez's was a Texas ligger, a blooper.
1-0 the count. Beardsley, the California man, checks the runner at second, the 1-0. Ground ball will be just fouled down the first base line. Count even at 1.
Did we ever have any comments for those Texas folks that, when I said Texas ligger, did anyone ever get a hold of you through whatever means and say, hey, don't be insulting Texas?
Oh, no, not that I know of.
Okay. Texas ligger is called.
Okay.
And a Boston chop.
1-1 foul down the first base line. And Odo has hit the ball hard the entire series, and it's just showing right there. He's got what appears to be a shiny blue bat.
Yeah, and he's got an elbow pad. So he must be kind of...
A little banged up?
Yes. He did get banged up, didn't he, when he was catching? Not severe, but took a couple balls off his body. If you're going to be a catcher, you expect that.
1-2 the count. Gonzalez at second. The pitch way outside for a ball. Count even at 2. Yeah. On first base is Dylan Jones, who has hurt the Otters throughout this entire series. Beardsley on the mound with a 2-2 count to Nick Odo.
Ground ball, get us out of the double play.
We got Gould at shortstop shadowing the runner Gonzalez behind second base. Cronin playing his normal second base position. Shaded in the middle between first and second base is David Cronin. We got a ball that was just inside. Moves the count full to Nick Odo. 1 out. Runners on first and second for the Boomers.
Okay. I was wondering if they would be stealing. I looked down there at the manager. I looked at the coach. There was no sign whatsoever, so I'm assuming they're not running.
The payoff pitch from Beardsley. High outside. And now in a good situation. The Boomers have the bases loaded with 1 out.
Right.
Here in the first. Clint Hardy to the plate, and he's already done enough damage to the Otters already.
As a former catcher, Dave, I used to, when I was behind the plate there, before I call the pitcher, tell the pitcher what I was going to call, I'd always look at the manager when there was runners on, and I'd try to steal their signs, so I would have the advantage of throwing the runners out.
Hardy played for Schaumburg last year. First pitch inside for a called strike. Counted 0-1. Hardy resides in Evans, Georgia. Has an 0-1 count. The 0-1. Ground ball over to Gould at second. Throws to second for 1. And will get...
He's safe at first.
He would be safe at first. So there's a run scored. A fielder's choice there by Clint Hardy. Gonzalez comes around to score. And the Boomers are on top 1-0. But there are 2 outs.
Yeah, that runner scored because we couldn't execute that double play because JJ, who was playing shortstop, threw a bad throw to Cronin. Cronin was lucky we got that runner at second base because it was way off. Thank God that Cronin has stayed with it, and that more or less negated the chance of getting a double play.
Here's Connor Oliver, who normally has batted 9th the past 2 days. Wearing number 9, he's now batting 6th. First pitch is a ball outside. Count at 1-0. Jones now at third. Odo out at second from the force. by J.J. Gould to David Cronin.
We're used to
From the right side of the rubber, Beards will throw a called strike on the outside corner. Count even at 1. Oliver this year batting .241 with 16 RBIs and a couple homers. He had a triple earlier in this series. The 1-1 fly ball right center field. That will be caught by Irby for out number 3. The Boomers get on the board as we head to the bottom of the first. 1-0 Schaumburg. And you listen to Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. 1-0 Schaumburg. We're in the bottom of the first. And RBI, fielder's choice for Clint Hardy. Got the Boomers on the board. Batting first for the Otters will be David Cronin, followed by Griesaber and Ryan Long. Cronin, second baseman today, batting .250 on the year with 7 RBIs. He's hit particularly well here at Boston Field.
I want you to notice the third baseman down there, Galuski or whatever.
Galuski. First pitch, the Cronin is a called strike on the outside corner.
He's got something on his hat. I thought he had glasses, but they're not glasses. I don't know what it is on his hat.
It might be glasses. He's just not putting it on the brim of his hat. Ball is high and away.
You see what I'm talking about? They look greenish or white, whatever.
Yeah, I think he's got sunglasses. He just put them on the back of his hat for whatever reason.
Okay.
A little odd, huh?
Yes.
Count even at 1 to Cronin. And the pitch. High and outside for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. We have Dylan Rose on the mound. He was not scheduled as the original starter. The original starter, Gunnar Kynes, had stomach problems and was not able to play today.
I know what he means, what it feels like.
So Rose in for a spot start. The pitch is called strike 2 on the inside corner to Cronin. Count even at 2. No outs here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 Schaumburg over the Otters.
Well, I was watching this Rose warm up before the game, and it showed you a pretty good curveball.
He's coming off a couple days rest.
Okay.
The 2-2 will be fouled away down the third base side.
That might have been ball 3. That's that pitch we talk about so many times that Dave has a habit of going for the high outside pitch. Fortunately, he slapped at that one, but that's a bad pitch. You can't hit it very often.
The 2-2 to Cronin will be fouled down the third base line once more. Count remains even at 2. Cronin, in the past 5 games entering today, is hitting .364 with 8 hits, 5 runs, and 2 RBIs. And from what we've seen with our eyes, is that he has really set the tone for this Otters lineup this week.
Oh, he has. He's been on base of it. More importantly, you say 5 runs he scored. That's what counts. You get those ducks on that pond, you got to bring them home. And he's been the duck that gets on base.
Cronin continues to foul away pitches to increase the pitch count of Dylan Rose. Count still remains even at 2. The lefty will step back into the batter's box. The 2-2 upstairs for a ball. Count moves to 3-2.
I'm quite sure Cronin fouling them off reminds you of one of your favorites, that guy that used to announce for the Phillies. I forgot what his
Ricky
name was.
Leday? No, Utley? Who am I? Oh, Schmidt?
No, not him.
All right.
Balk.
We got a ball 4 to David Cronin. Once again, Cronin gets on base to set the tone for the Otters lineup.
I'll just say he was a center fielder.
Luzinski.
No, my God.
Oh, Dykstra.
No, my God. You're naming everybody from, well, I don't know.
All right, who is it? Tell me.
Well, I can't tell you now. I can't tell you
You're gonna make me play this guessing game?
Yes, I am. The whole game, you're gonna figure that one out.
Was he recent or?
Oh no, back in my day in the 50s.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll give it a try.
His first name was Richie.
Oh, Ashburn, Whitey. Okay. First pitch to Keith is a called strike on the inside corner. Grieshaber, the St. Louis native. He's got a runner on first. No outs. Second batter of the game for the Otters. Rose will step off. We got a righty on righty matchup. Rose played at Arizona Christian University. He's from Tuscola, Illinois. Next pitch, called strike on the outside corner. Count now quickly to 0-2 to Keith. I have Ryan Long on deck, and I managed to talk to Ryan in the clubhouse earlier today. Told him he seems to hit the ball better here than on the road. I asked him why. We'll wait for this pitch. 0-2 the count to Grieshaber. Foul down the first base side. And Ryan basically said, it's baseball. I was in a slump. I started out hot. And therefore, maybe some pitchers tried to figure me out. So then I needed to adjust. But whether it's because we do these games on YouTube or they're at home at Bossy Field or maybe with you around here on the broadcast, Ryan seems to hit the ball better at home than he does on the road.
Well, I've suggested many times, and I know Mr. Bussing supports me on this, that we should be taking films of the batters when they're batting so that when you're trying to correct them, you're not telling them, you're showing them. And I think they understand a little better when they see themselves doing what you're trying to tell them. Ooh!
1-2 is way upstairs.
That curveball went right out of his hand. So we got a full count now. But I can sit and tell you, Dave, you're doing this wrong, and you're trying to analyze it. But if you're looking at the film and I'm saying, that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you, you can correct it.
Count even at 2 to Grieshaber. No outs. Cronin lit off with a walk. The pitch from Rose. Fly ball, right field. Playable for Hardy, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Bring up the Crandall, Texas native Ryan Long.
Now, I give Keith credit for that one. That was a outside. Might have been called a strike if he left it alone, but he didn't. He went after it, hit it in the right place to right field. He protected that plate. I give him credit. Good at bat.
Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher in the matchup. Cronin takes a good lead off first. He goes. Ground ball over to second. Cronin gets there safely. The only play is at first from Gonzalez to get Long for out number 2.
I know you're very observant, but have you noticed that Ryan Long hits the ball much, much better when he swings at the first pitch?
Does he?
Yes. If you notice.
I know he hits the ball hard.
Right.
But
when he swings at that first pitch and makes contact, it's a good shot compared to him taking the first pitch and getting himself in a jam.
Carlos Castro to the plate, 2 for 8 in the series. He was 2 for 3 yesterday with a single, double, and a walk and a run scored. He was a part of that 5th inning that allowed the Otters to score 3 runs on an error.
There's that curveball, so he's pretty good.
That pitch is low and away.
Yeah. You know, when you're scouting in the major leagues, you pick things up, like I say, Ryan hits the ball better at the first pitch and others, and this is what you do. You just sit and study the mistakes or the attributes of what the player does.
The 1-0. Swing and a miss. That was ball 2.
Oh, my God.
Instead, it's 1-1.
Mr. Irby's got to learn to stay off.
This is Castro.
Oh, Castro. I'm sorry. I got so upset then with that.
No, you're good.
But Irby does go after those high pitches all the time.
The 1-1. It'll be a foul tip. And what should be a count at 3-0 is a count at 1-2 as Carlos Castro fell for 2 high fastballs inside. You got a righty-on-righty matchup, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Cronin on second base, he led off with a walk.
That pitch nearly hit him. It was that close and that high. It could have hit him in the eye and had a black eye. Gee.
From the right side of the rubber, Castro calls time. Castro from the Dominican Republic, specifically La Romana, played in the Atlanta Braves organization.
Yeah.
He was 0 for 5 on Friday night, made up for it last night.
And I have no idea where that is in Dominican.
Low and away for a ball. Count even at 2. It's, from what I understand, it's somewhere tropical.
Okay. Well,
it has a really nice beach.
I've been there, but I don't know. They do have nice beaches. Yes, they do.
Where the water is actually the color blue. You can see your feet in the water, unlike the Jersey Shore.
You know, I'm just trying to think right now.
The 2-2 to Castro. Outside, a called strike 3 right on the outside corner. Otters leave David Cronin stranded at second as we head to the second. 1-0 Boomers. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. 1-0 Boomers. They scored back in the first on a fielder's choice from Clint Hardy. To the plate will be Jimenez, followed by Trey Gans and Alex Polston. Wilkins Jimenez playing catcher today. He is the first baseman yesterday who did not catch that ball at first to allow the Otters to score 3 runs in the 5th to tie the game.
Well, that's what happens when you get catchers playing other positions. But anyway, let me get back to that last inning of the last batter, which was Carlos
Castro?
Yeah, Castro.
First pitch to Jimenez, a called strike on the inside corner. Counted 0-1.
You called it a ball, and I would have agreed with you because I never seen the umpire put his right hand up and say strike. I never did.
Swing and a miss from Beardsley on the fastball. Counted 0-2 to Wilkins Jimenez.
And I was surprised when everyone walked away, and I'm saying, I didn't see no strike called. So you were right. I'm going to say that.
The 0-2 outside, just missing the outside corner. Count moves to 1-2.
You know, in between innings when Andy was coming in, I thought he was talking about it, but whatever, I guess not.
The 1-2. Fly ball. Right center field. Meggs. Now Irby will make the catch for out number 1. Meggs came over, thought he saw the ball, and would have possibly cut off Irby from making the catch. Instead, Irby says, I got it, and that's out number 1.
You know, I'm beginning to respect Mr. Meggs out there quite a bit because...
His mom would appreciate that, too.
Oh, well, thank you.
Mother Teresa.
But anyway, he covers a lot of ground out there. He's got good range.
First pitch to Trey Gans, the former Southern Illinois minor. Takes a ball outside from Beardsley. We got a lefty on righty matchup. And we'll go back at it again with a count of 3-2.
You know, there's only one time down in Georgia. It was, where the heck was it in Georgia?
Payoff pitch will be foul. Foul in front of the Otters dugout on the first base side. 1 out. Top of the second. 1-0 Schaumburg over the Otters.
It was down in one of those cities anyway, and I just told...
The 3-2 will be foul once more. This must be at least the 9th or 10th pitch of the at-bat.
Anyway, I kept telling the umpire he was bad all night long, and he kept warning me. And finally, I did turn around and faced him, and I said, now throw me out. And if you do, you're in trouble.
The payoff pitch, ground ball to the first baseman Castro. Tosses over to Beardsley, end time for out number 2. A nice play there from Castro. He did the backhand stop with the glove to stop the ball. Luckily, he was able to toss it to Beardsley in time.
Yes, but it was the toss, too, Dave, that he led the pitcher with the toss, which you're supposed to do, and they generally practice that particular play very, very often in your practices with pitchers, you know, covering the bag. So they executed it very well.
Alex Polston to the plate. He had a single and was hit by a pitch yesterday. He drives this one deep to center. Meggs there to come under with the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Beardsley. We head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Schaumburg to score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The tri-state area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
National Bank began in
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune here on the call. Dakota Phillips, followed by Rob Calabrese and Jack Meggs, will be to the plate for the Otters. Otters wearing their navy blue uniforms today. So first pitch to Dakota, fouled on the third base side. Count at 0-1. Phillips, the man from Nacogdoches, Texas, was a part of the big inning yesterday in the fifth.
Yeah, he was. It was his at-bat that started all this, wasn't it? That led to the big error.
So apparently we have some position changes. Julio Gonzalez not playing second, and the pitch to Phillips outside for a ball, count at 1-2. So Gonzalez now playing second. Raiden Sierra in the leadoff spot. Raiden Sierra plays third. Galuski moves to second.
Oh, he does.
Another foul by Dakota Phillips. So Galuski at second. At third is Sierra. And as far as the batting order goes, Raiden Sierra will bat leadoff now.
You're right. Now I recognize Galuski with that thing on his head. It is his glasses reverted because the third baseman's got his, and he's got him on the proper way. So, yes, okay.
We also need to thank Preston for the positional changes and allowing us to know that.
I tell you, we've been working with Preston for so many years when he was a student back at the UV.
2-2 inside for a ball. Count moves to 3-2.
And did an excellent job of broadcasting. And now he's in charge up here and doing a super job. I'm going to recommend get a raise in his payment.
Well, I'm sure if you have anything to do with it, I'm sure that you can make that happen. Phillips takes a ball, and that'll be a walk to lead off the second. So back-to-back innings for the Otters where they lead off with a walk. And if you're familiar with the Proclaimers and their one-hit song, 500 Miles. Also, if you're a fan of the show, How I Met Your Mother. Rob Calabrese to the plate, and I take it he is a Bruce Springsteen fan, as his lead-off or walk-up song is Born to Run by Springsteen.
And you know where Bruce is from?
He's from upstate North Jersey.
No.
Is he New York?
No. South Jersey.
Is he really?
Freehold, New Jersey.
Freehold, that's not South Jersey to me.
Yes, it is.
It's not South Jersey to me.
All right, Central Jersey.
There we go.
Right,
To me, Central Jersey exists.
Okay.
Does it not exist to you?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Called strike, count quickly 0-2 to Calabrese. I know there's an argument where people from North Jersey don't think Central Jersey exists. People who live in Central Jersey and South Jersey believe that Central Jersey exists.
Well, let me put it this way. I used to...
0-2, ground ball over to Polson for one, over to first to Gans, and that will be a double play. The 6-4-3, two quick outs here.
That was a tailor-made double play, if you want to call it that. I mean, it was a three-hopper to the shortstop who just got the ball in front of him, easily whipped it to second, tossed it to second, and it was a throw to first base. I mean, Calabrese was he was out halfway down the base path line. It was a good play by the opposing team.
Jack Meggs to the plate. Hello to Mother Teresa. The pitch. Fly ball behind the plate. Jimenez will try to make the catch.
And he does. He makes it after one hop off the roof.
I was about to say.
You thought I was going to say it was an out? No,
Yes.
it was one hop off.
That's why I didn't say anything. I needed to wait for the official call.
Yeah.
Counted 0-1 to Jack, who played for Sammamish, Washington. That's where he lives. He played for the University of Washington. And his father is the head baseball coach there for the Huskies. And I believe the the Wildcats is the most popular mascot for intercollegiate athletics. Fly ball, foul behind the plate. Count quickly moves to 0-2.
Say that again. What's the most favorite mascot?
The Wildcats.
What the heck is the Wildcats?
Like Kentucky Wildcats,
Oh, okay.
Villanova Wildcats.
Oh, I thought you were talking Tigers or, Lions or Panthers or something like that.
Lions, Tigers, and Bears, oh my.
Yeah.
You got to know that movie at least, Bill.
No.
You don't know Wizard of Oz?
Well, yes, with Judy Garland.
Yes.
Okay. The Tin Man.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. That's going back to the 30s, So yes, I remember those things.
I believe the first official movie in color.
Is that right?
Yeah. Started out as black and white. Jack Meggs will foul this pitch behind the plate. Count it 1-2.
Those were the days you enjoyed the movies. You had a lot of musicals, Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly, and those. I mean, you enjoyed the movies. They were clean. There wasn't any profanity. There was no nudity. Everything was great. Now, my God, you can't let your kids even go near the TV.
Well, they had PG movies. Ground ball over to short. Polston throws across the diamond. And time to Gans for out number 3. So a double play disrupts the inning, and then a third out here by Meggs will send the Otters down in order. We head to the top of the third, 1-0 Boomers. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Our Bud Light patio is
vacant.
Maybe they don't serve beer on Sundays.
Well, we welcome you back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. I think there are some fans. I think there's one right in front of me who has a nice, tall Bud Light draft.
Oh yes, he's downing it right now.
To the plate will be Raiden Sierra, who stepped in for Julio Gonzalez. We are unaware of the reason why Gonzalez left the game. But Sierra entering the game, he's hitting .240 on the year with 7 RBIs. He's got a good arm at third. 0-1 the count. The pitch from Beardsley. Fly ball, left center field. Meggs will come under, make the catch. Almost ran into Keith Grieshaber, who came in. Keith did a good job at going to a crouching position. And like elementary school, he stopped, dropped, and rolled to get out of the way.
I tell you, Dave, I've watched so much baseball, and those plays like that, oh, my goodness. Because sometimes I can remember.
They cause concussions or worse injuries or leg injuries.
There was a case in Williamsport, Pennsylvania in 1969 where the right fielder collided with the center fielder. And
first pitch to Galuski is foul behind the plate, counted 0-1.
And the right fielder had a bump on his head or whatever you want to call it. I mean, and I'm not exaggerating, it as big as a basketball. And, you know, he came back the next day and played right field with that injury.
The 0-1, fly ball, left field, going back is Grieshaber. And that is over Keith Grieshaber's head, over the fence. It's a solo home run. Galuski continues to hurt the Otters. It's 2-0 Boomers.
Yeah. Keith looked good out there in left field. I thought he had a chance for it, and it must have just cleared that fence.
So Galuski on Friday was 1 for 4 with a double. Yesterday, he got on with a single and a double and a run scored. He was 2 for 5.
Right.
Today, he's 1 for 2 today with a solo home run, extending this Boomers lead to 2. Yeah. Next pitch, low inside to Dylan Jones, who also hit a home run yesterday.
Yes, he got 2 so far this year, in this series.
And he's got a single back in the first. He's got a 1-0 count. The next offer from Beardsley. Swing and a miss from Jones. Good breaking ball there from Tyler Beardsley, the Otters pitcher. Count even at 1 with 1 out.
You know, you look up there, they got 2 runs, but they only have 3 hits. So, it's ironic.
The 1-1.
Strike.
Called for on the outside corner. Count going to 1-2.
I'm looking up in the scoreboard. Is that what it says? Average 209?
Yep. But yes.
Gee.
Pitch. That'll be outside in the dirt for a ball. But my computer tells me that Dylan Jones is hitting 264 on the year, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. He has 14 hits and 53 at-bats. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout there from Beardsley for out number 2.
Well, it's good to get that guy off the base paths.
But now we got to deal with Mr. Nick Otto, who is probably the most consistent batter in this Schaumburg Boomers lineup. Otto had a walk back in the first. On Friday, Otto was 3 for 4. He had an RBI, double, another double, and a single. Yesterday, he had a single and then struck out 2 times and then a ground out and a fly out. But if you need a guy to hit the ball well in your lineup, Otto is a perfect example.
Yeah, he's up in that 300 bracket. So how many guys do we have batting 300?
I can check for you after the commercial break. Next pitch, low in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 2-0. That pitch bounced off the dirt into the glove of Calabrese.
I'm going to say 1, possibly 2, and that's it. Or they're mostly in the 270, 280, or 290 bracket.
2-0, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there from Beardsley. Count moves to 2-1 with 2 outs. Boomers take a 2-0 lead after a solo home run from Jimmy Galuski. Between that name and I think there is a guy named Cadcodian for River City. So there are some interesting names out there that I've broadcasted thus far. Fly ball, foul territory. Castro thinks he has it. He'll make the catch for out number 3. Boomers had another run on the board, the Jimmy Galuski home run. Luckily, it was solo. We head to the bottom of the third, 2-0 Boomers. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. The Boomers lead 2-0 after a Jimmy Galuski solo home run. Luckily, the Boomers only have 2 runs on 3 hits. Otters have not had a hit today, but we're in the third. Justin Irby to the plate, followed by J.J. Gould, and then the top of the order in David Cronin. Next, first pitch to Irby, outside for a ball. Irby in his 4th consecutive start. Played for the West Side Woolly Mammoths last year. Will be a pitch that's foul behind the plate, count even at 1 to Irby.
Yeah, a little late on that swing. Again, a quick bat, but poor timing. But, again, he'll adjust. More playing time.
Fly ball, that will be foul once more down the first base line. Count quickly at 1-2.
You know, I often refer to, Dave, that back in my day, you know, back when the Columbus was still trying to find the United States, the starting pitcher.
1-2, ground ball. Good stop there by.
Oh, he's safe. He's safe. He's safe.
So,
oh boy, error.
We have an error. We have Jimenez behind the plate, Odo at first, and he could not. He made the diving stop, but could not toss it over to Rose.
Now,
and Irby looks like we'll reach on an error.
I'm going to say, is that an error on the pitcher? Yes. Okay, we have it verified. It's an error on the pitcher because the fielder, first baseman, fielded it well. It was the throw that it was the non-catching the ball that was the cause. What a break.
The 1-0 lead was extended to 2 back in the third. This pitch to JJ is low and away for a ball. Count at 1-0. Irby on with an error. Odo, the designated hitter, now at first, playing first base. The 1-0 to JJ. High fastball is falling for a strike one as he swung and missed. The throw down to first is not in time. Irby gets back there safely.
You know, let's mention Irby really flew down that base path. Otherwise, he would have been an easy out. So hustle, again, the Otters do show you a lot of hustle. And that's signs of a winning team.
Throw to first is not in time. Count even at 1 to J.J. Gould, who was drafted by the Miami Marlins organization 2 years ago and played for the Evansville Otters last year. The 1-1, outside for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. J.J. started his college career at Florida State, then decided to play junior college, did not get playing time for the Seminoles, and then finished up his career at Jacksonville University.
Really? Jacksonville.
He's lived in Florida his entire life. The 2-1 will be foul behind the plate. Count even at 2 with no outs.
Irby had a good jump on that particular play, but again, JJ had to protect the plate with 2 strikes, so therefore negated the steal. But anyway, Irby got a good lead. And you were saying JJ, 3 colleges all in Florida.
Yep.
So
even his junior college.
Yeah. There's a lot of junior colleges in Florida. Good baseball.
A buddy of mine played down there too. 2-2, fly ball, right field, and that will drift foul right by the right field tent here at Bossy Field. Count remains even at 2 to J.J. Gould. Runner on first in Irby, he reached on an error. In the field for the Boomers, they have Nick Odo at first, Galuski at second, Polston at short, Reed and Sierra at third. Gans, the designated hitter. Another foul ball from J.J. Gould. Continues to foul away pitches. Count still even at 2.
Yes, that rain is still holding up. Thank goodness.
So far.
So far. The field is beautiful, though.
Rose from the right side of the rubber. The 2-2. In the dirt for a ball. Count goes over to 3-2. The throw down to first is not in time. That was a quick throw there from Jimenez behind the plate.
He likes to throw, and he's got a pretty good arm from what we've seen, plus accuracy. And we've seen a lot of catchers try to pick runners off first base. That's good. Irby's going to go.
The 3-2. Ball 4.
Okay. Well, here we go. Here comes the spark of the Otters.
David Cronin.
Yeah.
Walked his first time up. 4 for 10 in the series. Yesterday was much more productive for Dave. He had a single, a double, and scored 2 runs.
You got Dave Cronin, the spark plug of the team. You got Ryan Long, reliable. And then you got Mr. Phillips. You refer to him as the Iron Man. Boy, we got a heck of a team.
Especially when they're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah.
They're arguably one of the best offenses in the Frontier League.
Yep.
Runners on first and second for the Otters, no outs. Cronin to the plate. He walked his first time up. First pitch from Rose. Cronin shows bunt. Sierra throws down to first. And he was off the first base bag. Bases will go loaded.
Base hit. Base hit. Give him a base hit.
And it will be ruled a single for David Cronin.
Oh, that was a heck of a bunt. I'll tell you what. You know, that's it. When you force any player to hurry his throw, you've got a 50-50 chance.
Keith Griesaber to the plate with a golden opportunity to get the Otters at least 1 run on the board.
Yeah.
There's no outs. It'd be nice to get 3.
Well, I'll take 1. Even if it's a double play, at least we'll get 1 run anyway.
We hope the double play isn't at home.
Oh, I do too, but I'm trying to say is That's the worst scenario, and I'll take it.
The first pitch to Keith, line drive, drops for a base hit. Irby scores. Rounding third is Gould, and he'll score. He is safe.
Yep.
That throw was in time. JJ slides, avoiding the tag. We have a tie game at 2.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that throw was pretty good, and I thought the first baseman was going to cut it off, and he didn't, thank goodness, because that was a perfect throw right to the catcher. However, he was about 2 seconds late in making the tag.
Keith Grieshaber did not play on Friday. He was 0 for 3 yesterday with 2 walks. That's the first hit from Keith I've seen in quite a while.
Well, he plays a pretty good baseball defense.
2-run single for Keith Grieshaber ties this game at 2. Still no outs. Cronin at second. Ryan Long to the plate. Long grounded out back in the first.
Let's see if he swings at the first pitch.
The first pitch, when he does, a little chopper in front of home plate. The force out at third is there. A fielder's choice for Ryan Long. Cronin trots back to the Otters dugout for out number 1.
That was a tough play. I tell you what, that ball just bounced on home. That catcher jumped like a cat. He came out of the chute, got it on a hop, and if you noticed the way he threw it, he was underhand.
Carlos Castro to the plate. He struck out looking, but you could argue that he should have walked in his first at-bat.
Oh, yes, I agree.
The pitches he was swinging at were all high and inside. First pitch to Carlos, ground ball over the pitcher's mound. Touching second for 1, and Odo will jump up and make an athletic play for out number 2. So an awkward double play, but the Otters have tied this game at 2 on an RBI, 2-run RBI single from Keith Grieshaber. We head to the top of the 4th. Tie game at 2. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Skies are still cloudy, but we're still playing.
Yes, and what a game, 2-2. And Schaumburg's got 3 hits and 1 error, and the Otters have 2 runs and 2 hits.
Correct.
So, well, yes.
Your eyes are pretty good there.
Well, I got my glasses tonight.
New ball game. We start the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss there from Odo. Or excuse me, Clint Hardy.
Yeah.
Counted 0-1. The pitch in the dirt behind the catcher Calabrese, count at 1-1.
Yeah, today's a nice day. I mean, it's a little muggy, but no rain yet.
and we're hoping we can keep it that way.
Yes.
The 1-1. Fly ball. Left field. In front of Grieshaber. And he'll make the catch for out number 1.
Now, has he got something wrong with Keith got something wrong with his arm that he's got that, he got a sling or something on his throwing arm. Or his fielding arm, not his throwing arm, but see it all the way up to his elbow.
Yes. So that might be for when he's at the plate.
Well, he's wearing it now. I noticed it when he was at home, and now he's out there in the field with it. So
sometimes I don't understand why batters will wear a sleeve or whatever the case may be.
Well,
Connor Oliver to the plate. Ground ball over the pitcher's mound. Gould to Castro in time for out number 2.
Sometimes it's psychologically to their advantage. You know, it's like I had a ball player in Europe in the Army, and every day he'd come to me, we would play, and he'd say, "Oh, Coach, I can't play. I got a headache. I got a sore this. I got that." I said, "Well, why don't you play a couple innings, and then when you're still sick or hurt, I'll take you out." After the game started, never heard a complaint. One of my best hitters.
Wilkins Jimenez to the plate.
He
flew out to right field his first time up.
Yeah, but you had to be a psychiatrist. You got to, tell them they're okay.
Beardsley from the right side of the rubber, the pitch. Called strike on the inside corner, evens the count at 1. One and 1 the count, the pitch from Beardsley. Swing and a miss, good breaking ball there from Tyler. Moves the count to 1 and 2.
Okay, now that was a beautiful slider, and will he come back with that same pitch? Because he looked bad.
Deep breath on the mound. Beardsley kicks and fires.
Yeah,
ground ball to Castro. Will field it himself, and another 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Beardsley. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Tie game at 2. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Tyroni's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We have a tie game here at 2 as we enter the bottom of the 4th. Dakota Phillips, Rob Calabrese, and Jack Meggs will be the next 3 batters for the Otters. And in a way, it is a new ball game.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's like nothing to nothing, you know.
Dylan Rose on the mound. This might be his last inning. He pitched 4 innings a few days ago. And that latter part of the inning, First pitch to Dakota Phillips, low and away for a ball. I have a lot of fans that want to say hi.
I know it. Well, you know, you do a great job.
Fly ball. Center field. Going back is Oliver. And that is over the fence and gone. The 5th home run for Dakota Phillips gives the Otters a 3-2 lead.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that is the second home run I've seen him hit in this ballpark that was directly in center field, which is over 400 and some feet.
Correct. He's been due for quite a while and gives the Otters a 3-2 lead.
You know, it's an easy home run to hit 315 down the lines, but when you hit one 400 feet, I tell you, and you just watch that center fielder. He ran like, you know, there was a tiger in his back. He was running as hard as he could, and he knew he ran out of space. Well, congratulations, Mr. Phillips.
Now it's tied for Hunter Cullen, Ryan Long, and Carlos Castro with 5 home runs.
They all have 5, yep.
0-1 to count to Calabrese. He had an RBI double yesterday, who at the time gave the Otters a 6-5 lead. Well, Fan had a foul ball that goes behind the plate. Count moves to 0-2. Gotta tell you, heading into today's game, Dakota hits well at Bossy Field. He's hitting .545 with 6 hits, 3 runs, and an RBI in 4 games this week. Tackling another RBI after that long home run. Count moves to 1-2 now to Calabrese. The 1-2. Ground ball through the hole on the second base side, a base hit.
Well, we just doubled our hit production. There's a big sign out there that says Lucas Oil, and they have a group here today. I know they were out in front handing out peanuts, but there was about 30 or 40, I'm assuming they're employees. So it's good that we have some of our sponsors coming out and supporting our Otters.
And today is sponsored by WOW. They're giving out fans for the fans.
Oh, you're right. That's what they... Oh, yes, yes.
So there are WOW paper fans for the fans at Bossy Field.
Good, yeah. We've got a lot of great sponsors and fans.
Pitch is low and away for a ball to Jack Meggs, who grounded out his last time up. Calabrese at first, back-to-back hits for the Otters, including the go-ahead solo home run by Phillips to lead off the inning. The pitch, ground ball to first. Will try to get over to first base, and Odo will tag the bag himself. Moves the runner, Calabrese, over to second for out number 1. Justin Irby to the plate in his 5th straight start this week.
Yep, he's, put it this way, he's doing okay. Not sensational, but okay.
We know he's got the bat speed.
Right.
First pitch to Irby. In the dirt. Calabrese goes.
What an arm.
And he will be safe at third.
I tell you what, that catcher's got a shotgun.
Jimenez rifled that ball down to Sierra at third. Calabrese sliding feet first, gets to third in time.
I mean, he blocked that throw. Jimenez blocked the throw. It got away about 15 feet. He ran after it. The runner on second was already halfway there, and he still made it close. Wow.
Nick Drake waving his white flag proudly down the first base line. Swing and a miss there from Irby. Evens the count at 1.
If I was scouting him, I'd put him down for a 65, and that is an exceptional major league ranking. 65.
1-1 the count to Irby. The pitch outside for a ball. Count moves to 2-1 to the man from Virginia Beach, Virginia. On deck will be J.J. Gould. He tied this. When he was up, he walked and scored the second run on the RBI single from Grieshaber. The 2-1. Low in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 3-1. 1 out. Cal Brees on third.
Infield is in. And he's got a batter's count, 3-1.
Rose from the right side of the rubber. The 3-1 be foul in front of the dugout of the Schaumburg Boomers on the third base side. Count goes full.
If you notice, Dave, Mr. Elber, oh boy, what a day. Irby is not swinging as hard in the last 2 games as he did when he first came here. He's got a quick bat, but it's not as quick now.
He's adjusting.
He's adjusting, right.
Righty on righty matchup. 1 out, man on third. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Out number 2. The second strikeout of the day for Rose. It'll bring up J.J. Gould, who walked his first time up. Scored on the Keith Grieshaber 2-run RBI single.
Yeah, we got a duck on the pond looking to come home. We've had, in this series, we've had so many batters or runners on third that just didn't make it.
A handful of runners left on base.
Yep.
First pitch to J.J. is a ball outside. Count at 1-0. He was drafted by the Miami Marlins in 2017. He played rookie ball and then was called up to single A for the Greensboro Grasshoppers. The 1-0, swing and a miss on a breaking ball there from Rose. Count even at 1.
Looked bad on that one.
And I don't know about you, Bill, but I got the window open. I can smell that grill and the burgers being cooked.
I know, I do too, but I can't.
Very tempting.
But I can't eat, so.
The 1-1, fly ball, center field. Going back is Oliver. I'll make the catch to dead center for out number 3. Dakota Phillips, one swing of the bat, drives a ball over 400 feet to dead center, gives the Otters a 3-2 lead. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
This summer, the Frontier League heads to the Big Apple as its brightest stars battle the Can-Am League's finest in the historic first-ever Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Celebration. It's July 9th and 10th in beautiful Rockland County, nestled in New York City's suburbs. Slide to rocklandboulders.com for tickets and lodging information to see the best baseball stars shine in New York. Again, visit rocklandboulders.com and show support for your team in the Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Game.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters with a 3-2 lead as we start the 5th. Solo home run by Dakota Phillips, over 400 feet to dead center.
Right, and passing right in front of our window is a young lady that unbelievably during the intermission or during the innings, the Otter girls Otter Bells. They put on a catapult type of entertainment, and there's a car sitting up there on the left center fence. And I tell you what, this woman nearly hit that car.
Oh,
I have not seen anyone come as close as this woman. Compliments to her.
Incredible. First pitch inside for a strike to Trey Gans. Count at 0-1.
I tell you, they do a terrific job in the entertainment in between innings. These Otter Bells, they are super.
And the uniforms are similar to the movie in A League of Their Own.
Oh, yes. Mr. Bussing does an excellent job in providing entertainment for the fans of Otterville.
Cold strike on the outside corner, count at 1-2. And so last night was not only the celebration of the 25th anniversary, but it was also Girl Scout night. The 1-2, high and outside for a ball, count even at 2. And some of the players after the game, I think one of them was Ryan Long, as well as others, but they were able to put on a baseball clinic for the Girl Scouts after the game out in the outfield.
That is great. That is great. You know, when I tried out for the Girl Scouts, they told me I wasn't eligible.
Did you buy the cookies anyway?
Yes, I did. My mother bought several boxes, influencing them. There's a strikeout.
Start off the top of the fifth. Third strikeout for Beardsley.
And against a good man that hit the home run the last time up.
Alex Polston to the plate. He flew out to center his last time up.
I'm sorry, I got the wrong one.
It's all right.
I'm so interested in those
cookies.
Cookies. You remember you got a good deal. A box that cost you $1, and
not anymore.
They were big. Now they cost you $10, and they're shrunk.
Yes. The 0-1. Low and away for a ball. Count even at 1. The first pitch was a swing and miss for a strike. This breaking ball was low in the dirt for a ball. Raiden Sierra on deck. The 1-1. Foul behind the plate. Count moves to 1-2 to Alex Polston. And I don't know about you, but I was a big fan of the Thin Mints.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
If you put them in the refrigerator, they taste much better, cold.
Well, I've had 3 daughters that were cheerleaders, 3 daughters that were Girl Scouts, and now I've got granddaughters, and I got great-granddaughters.
Foul ball, fly on the first base side. Castro makes the catch for out number 2.
So you can imagine how many boxes of Girl Scout cookies I'd bought in my lifetime.
I thought they would give them to you for free, no?
Oh, boy. You know.
Raiden Sierra to the plate. He replaced Julio Gonzalez in the second. In his first at-bat, he flew out to center field.
Yeah, they all want to sell the most so they can get that cheap prize. You know? So every grandmother, aunt, uncle, cousin, all buy Girl Scout cookies.
I think they also have the Caramel Delights? If I'm not mistaken, there's maybe a white cookie with a little glimpse of chocolate and definitely the caramel.
Oh, I don't know. I've never had those.
I'll have to Google it after the break.
I know my wife buys them. I just eat them.
Like most Americans do. First pitch to Sierra will be a ball inside. Count at 1-0. Sierra from Santo Domingo of the Dominican Republic. He and Carlos were chatting earlier this week. The 1-0. Fly ball will be dropping for a base hit on the left side of the infield. Rounding first with a single is Raiden Sierra, and a 2-out single to make it more interesting.
Well, I'll tell you a little story about some Latino players when I was with the Padres and I'd be in spring training. And the major leagues were on one side of the building and the minor leagues were on the other side. And when you open up spring training the first week, all these Rawlings and different companies that sell sporting equipment, they come, and of course you sign a contract, and they come and they give you, like 20 pairs of shoes and 10 gloves, whatever it may be, because that was in their contract.
First pitch to Galuski, who hit that solo home run back in the third, is low in the dirt for a ball.
And those major league Latino ball players, Puerto Rico, Dominican, Venezuela, they would go over to the minor league side and give those minor leaguers the gloves and the balls and the bats.
Fly ball, and that will be dropping for a base hit through the hole on the left-hand side. So back-to-back singles by Sierra and Galuski with 2 outs. Dylan Jones to the plate. Had a single in the first, struck out in the third.
Probably the most potential base hitter on this team.
Jones has done a lot of damage thus far.
Although with a low batting average. But against the Otters, a big batting average.
264 on the year. Ground ball fouled on the first baseline. Count moves to 0-1. Cloudy skies here at Bossy Field. Historic Bossy Field.
The National Weather Service in Paducah has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for central White County in southeastern Illinois, Posey County in southwestern Indiana until 7 p.m. At 6:23 p.m., severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Crossville to 6 miles east of Carmi to 10 miles northeast of Ridgeway, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Expected hazards include 60 miles per hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Mount Vernon, Carmi, Horseville, New Harmony, Crossville, Blairsville, Monty, and Phillipstown. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 7 p.m. for the following county: White, Illinois, and Posey, Indiana.
Hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Up Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's up Pittsburgh. Yeah. Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We're looking at my computer for a little bit of geography. Fombelle, Pennsylvania, we found out, is to the northwest of Pittsburgh. Fombelle, PA, the home of Dylan Jones.
Yeah.
We have a new pitcher. We'll find out who it is momentarily. But to the plate will be David Cronin for the Otters.
He's kneeling down there in the squatting position. I wonder if he's saying a prayer. I noticed that Ryan Long, before the game started, he got in the crouch as well, took his hat off, and I wondered if he was praying. Now, I know his mother and father and grandparents are listening. It'd be nice if they could tell us, does he say a prayer before the game?
Ryan, I think, is pretty religious. He's an overall a great guy. I think he attends the chapel sessions, whether it's on the road or at home here at Bossy Field.
Okay.
Want to know the count to Cronin? He is 1 for 1 today with a single. He walked back in the first. The 1-0, swing and a miss for strike 2. The new pitcher, number 12, Dylan Stutzman. Who I believe we've seen in the previous 2 games. One and one the count. The pitch to Cronin will be low and away for a ball.
I was waiting for that arm to come up for a strike because I didn't think it was a strike, but I was waiting for that umpire to put that arm up. Thank God he had a strap on it to hold it down.
Cronin, lefty on righty matchup. The pitch from Stutzman, outside for a ball. Count moves to 3-1.
That pitch was pretty similar to the one before it. Well, Dave, its on base percentage is .326. Not bad.
Not at all. You want that from a leadoff hitter getting on base early and often. 3-1 outside for ball 4. Second walk of the day for David Cronin. I'll start with a walk here in the bottom of the 5th.
So Dave's been on all 3 times. 2 walks and a base hit.
Yes.
Again.
So the plate will be Keith Grieshaber, who tied this game with 1 swing of the bat.
Yeah.
2-run RBI single.
You know, that flag out there is...
in the west direction.
I guess. Anyway, I'm going to say it's blowing kind of briskly.
First pitch to Keith. He'll bunt down the first base line. A good executed bunt. He will not beat out the run from the pitcher, Stutzman, as the first baseman, Gans, tosses it over to Stutzman for out number 1. But he does a good job in moving Cronin over to second.
Oh, a beautiful bunt. I tell you, it was played beautifully. The only thing is the opposing team executed it as well. But give Keith a star for a beautiful bunt, sacrifice bunt.
Ryan Long to the plate. Had a fielder's choice back in the 3rd, a ground out back in the 1st.
Last time up, he had a fluke at bat. The ball just bounced off home plate, and the catcher threw it to 3rd.
Pitch outside for a ball.
Good. That's the one type of pitch that Ryan goes after, and that time he had a little discipline.
Count at 1-0. Cronin at second, the man from Orland Park, Illinois. The 1-0 to Long. Swing and a miss. For strike 1 is that pitch low and away. And I even told him that in the clubhouse to watch that pitch that's low and away. He goes, all right.
Yeah, I tell you, that was a bad swing. He was not comfortable in that swing. And I think that's why he missed it, because he wasn't fluid in his body movements. He's got to extend those arms. You see, he's calling for an outside pitch. You see the catcher, he's calling for an outside pitch. So many teams, we said that on the radio the other day, so many teams are calling for the outside pitch when Ryan Long is at bat. They recognize he's a gambler on those pitches, so they're calling for him. That's a good call. I mean, good observations.
The 1-1
right
outside
there.
for a ball. Count moves to 2-1, and
that's it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the pitch.
We show a called strike.
Yes, that was a strike.
All right.
Yeah, that was a strike.
Maybe your eyes are better than mine.
Oh, no, the umpire did put his arm up.
Must have been late. Was it delayed?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes, it was. In fact, this umpire sometimes is a couple seconds delay.
The 1-2 in the dirt for a ball. Count even at 2.
Yeah.
Cronin at second.
And I tell you, it is dark out there in left field. And
Mother Nature may intervene.
yes, but it's an official game, and the Otters are ahead. So if a game was called, it would be a win for the Otters.
The 2-2. Foul down the third base line. We got to give a little bit credit to Cronin at second. He's becoming a threat on the base path. When he has his lead, the pitcher will look at him and may mess with his head as to whether he should step off the rubber and throw back. Should he throw the next pitch to home plate? In a way, if you're able to get into the pitcher's head as a base runner, advantage to you.
Oh, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding.
The 2-2.
Ball 4. Oh, no.
Called strike 3.
My.
Ryan doesn't like that call.
Me either.
And that's out number 2.
That was low. That was... It took the bat right out of Ryan's hands. That was ball 4.
Going to bring up Carlos Castro. He grounded out into a double play his last time up. And then he struck out back in the first looking when we should have believed that he should have walked because a majority of those pitches in the first inning in his first at-bat were very high and inside.
Well, that one that nearly hit him in the face, then he swung at. That was atrocious.
First pitch is outside for a strike.
See, now that was a strike. I mean, that was knee high, but that one with Ryan, that was like ankle high. But, hey, the umpire's entitled to make a mistake just like we. Maybe I should give him my glasses.
0-1 to count to Carlos. This pitch is way inside for a ball. Count even at 1 with 2 outs. Carlos was 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts on Friday. He was 2 for 3 yesterday with a single, a double, a run, and a walk. Much more productive last night than 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Clouds becoming more darker in left field. The swing and a miss from Castro makes the count at 1 and 2.
Right. I was coaching with the Kansas City Royals in Corning, New York, back in '69, and I was up in the general manager's office earlier, and the umpire walked in looking for the mail, and I said, "Oh, here comes Frank. Where's Jesse?" And you know, they reported me to Kansas City front office because I insulted them.
Pass ball.
Wild pitch.
There we go.
Wild pitch. I mean,
that
that was
Vance Cronin over to third.
right. That was a curveball that bounced in front. It ricocheted off the catcher, and I'm generally a defender of catchers, but because when I caught, I had so many balls like that charged to me as pass balls, and it affects your feeling. You know, at the end of the year, and you got 20 pass balls for the year, that makes you look like a terrible defensive catcher. So, anyway, I'm defending the catchers.
Count even at 2 to Carlos Castro. 2 outs. Otters lead 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. David Cronin at third. He led off with a walk. Got moved to second by a sac bunt by Grieshaber. And then advanced to third after the wild pitch by Stutzman, the pitcher. 2-2 inside. Makes the count full. Very cloudy. We want to let you know that Paul Mattingly is listening in on the
Oh, my
Otters
God.
Digital Network.
Oh, boy. We'll be get judged now.
The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss.
That's right.
Carlos frustrated with himself. That is out number 3. Cronin stranded at third. We head to the 6th. 3-2 Otters the score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at ibew16.net.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Where's Bonnie and Clyde?
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We're here in the top of the 6th. Odo, Hardy, and Oliver, the next 3 batters. And if you can hear the PA music, it is the one-hit wonder, the Macarena. Are you familiar with that dance?
Oh, yes. Not that I did it. But
maybe one of these days this season you'll perform.
No, I used to do the jitterbug and the Polish polka.
Okay.
And the Fred Astaire waltz.
Gotcha. Odo, the batter.
Yeah,
Today he is 0 for 1. He had a walk back in the first, fly out in the third. The 2-0 in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 3-0, and the clouds out in left field continue to get darker.
Yeah, and I'm going to be like Phil Rizzuto. If I hear a thunder crack,
you're out of here?
I'm out of here.
Alrighty.
You know, we were on an airplane coming out of Milwaukee. The Yankees had played an afternoon game, and I was flying out of Milwaukee. See, Phil Rizzuto never traveled with the team. He went private planes. He never traveled with the team. And so he and I were in the first class up in Milwaukee, and we went down the runway and waited, and they said, "Oh, there's a thunderstorm coming out of Chicago, so we're not, flying out until it goes past."
Bunt down the first base line. Beardsley will throw over to first in time for the out. A good bunt there by Clint Hardy moves Odo to second base.
Well, anyway, the rain came, the thunder came, and they brought the plane back to the gate. And I tell you, he went hysterical. He was screaming and banging and trying to open the door to the airplane, and then finally, they let him out. But he was really hysterical. So when he used to advertise that if they're thunder and lightning, I'm leaving, he did. He was afraid. But he was a great ball player, I'll tell you that. Great ball player, great
Well,
shortstop.
I mean, I think anybody would be afraid of lightning.
Yeah, but the people are the thunder. The thunder's
Got
just
it.
a noise.
Oliver to the plate. First pitch is outside for a ball. Count at 1-0. Oliver today's 0 for 2. A fly out to right and a ground out to short. Oliver from Stafford, Virginia, played for the Traverse City Beach Bums last year, who are no longer in the Frontier League.
I was going to say, they're missing.
The 1-0 in the dirt. Count moves to 2-0. Beardsley trying to bookend this series and this six-game homestand with wins.
Is that what you call it, bookends?
Yeah, so because he started
right.
the homestand,
right,
and he's ending the homestand.
I never heard that terminology, but I like it. I think it's appropriate.
I appreciate it. Catholic school for high school and college, I had to learn a thing or two.
Oh, yes. Jesuits?
I went to Augustinian for both.
Oh.
The 2-0. Cold strike on the outside corner, counted 2-1. So my high school was St. Augustine, St. Augustine Prep, and then I graduated from Villanova, which is also Augustinian. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
2-1 the count. Runner on second in Odo. Beardsley checks the runner, he'll fire. Low in the way for a ball. Count moves to 3-1 to Connor Oliver.
Well, you know, our owners, Mr. Bill Bussing and his beautiful wife, Dr. Phyllis Bussing, they're graduates of Wrights Memorial High School.
Where's that?
Oh, my God. They're going to run you out of town if you don't know. Oh, my goodness.
I am unaware, therefore I will honestly say I did not know where that is.
You know where the University of Evansville is?
I do.
Okay, it's close by. I'll just say it there.
Ground ball to Cronin. Throws to Castro. In time for the out. There's 2 away. Runner now at third in Nick Odo.
Boy, oh boy. Whew. The greatest sports program in this town, in the state. That's what Don Mattingly went.
The great Yankee ball player.
Yes, he was.
From the university, from the city of Evansville.
Yes.
Where the stadium is located on Don Mattingly Way.
And Bob Greasy Pass.
I was about this. I'd rather you say it than me.
Right. Only thing is,
ground ball to Beardsley. He'll toss it over to first. Otters get out of the jam. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 3-2, the score in favor of Evansville. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. The tarp, the anticipatory tarp, is out on the field as we are about to enter a rain delay. I felt a very slight drop, and for precautionary reasons.
Well, the wind is blowing now. Look at that tarp is starting to, would you say float?
Yes. Well, I guess if there's any good news, the concession stands will still be open, so they might be packed. But we will go into a rain delay. Please check the Evansville Otters social media pages on Twitter and Facebook for more updates about when the game will resume. For those listening on the radio, tune in. We'll give updates throughout the delay, but right now it will be a rain delay. And when we have further information, we will let you know. I guess to recap this game so far, the Schaumburg Boomers came out on top in the first. They scored 1-0. After one, a one-run was scored on an RBI single from Dylan Jones, who scored Julio Gonzalez at the time. Julio Gonzalez then left for whatever reason in the second, and the Boomers would take a 2-0 lead after a solo home run by Jimmy Galuski. The Otters came back in the bottom of the third to tie the game at 2 after a 2-run RBI single from Keith Grieshaber. And then in the fourth, a solo home run by Dakota Phillips. Solo home run that was over the wall in dead center field gave the Otters a 3-2 lead. A scoreless fifth, and then a scoreless top of the sixth. The Otters, when we resume play, will be batting. But what have you thought so far today, Bill? It's been a quiet game. Runs have scored here and there, but not as many as there was yesterday.
I think it's a good game. I like it outside of that home run that the other gentleman hit. And then you come back with Phillips. I mean, he blasted that ball over center field. I'll tell you, in my day, I never hit one over the center field ball here. Or actually, I don't recall hitting one over in center field in any ballpark. But anyway, no, I think the fielding's good, the pitching is good, the hitting is good. And I just say, hey, I hope the game ends and the Otters win.
I think that's what everyone in Otterville land would want as well.
Well, it all depends. It's a getaway day for Schaumburg, so therefore they're not going to come back tomorrow. Now, whether they call this game as it is now, but the next time Schaumburg comes in, then they'll continue this game at this period of time.
Well, I just saw a lightning strike. So the tarp is on. We're getting the grounds crew and staff off the field as quickly as possible. We will head to a rain delay. We'll continue to update you. I would check the Otters Twitter and Facebook pages for updates on when we would resume play. For now, we'll return to our regular scheduled programming on 91.5 WUEV.
You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball. We're currently in a rain delay. Please stay tuned for further updates.
Since
The Evansville Otters celebrated the franchise's 25th season in Evansville in 2019, coming to town from Lancaster, Ohio in 1995, bringing professional baseball back to the city of Evansville for the first time in over a decade. Otters bench coach Boots Day is back for another year at Bosse Field. He was the first Otters manager in the inaugural season in 1995 and came back as the bench coach for Andy McCauley. And don't forget, Boots Day also has an Evansville history prior to his Otters stint. He played for the Evansville Triplets and also had a Major League Baseball career that included stops with the Montreal Expos and the St. Louis Cardinals. Here in the Otters dugout, and actually just a few steps away from where I'm standing, is normally where Otters manager Andy McCauley takes in an Evansville Otters baseball game. Since 2010, McCauley has managed the Evansville Otters to unprecedented heights, which include playoff appearances in 2014, 16, 17, and 2018. The Evansville Otters won the Frontier League Championship in 2016, and Andy McCauley is first in both games managed and in total wins for franchise marks. On August 22nd, 2017, the Otters did something no Frontier League franchise had done before: win 1,000 games. The clincher, a 6-5 victory over the Normal Corn Belters in the first game of a doubleheader.
When I think about the Otters, I think about family. Whenever I first got here, I was just a young kid, never had any professional baseball experience. And, from the front office with Joel Padfield to Andy McCauley and Max Peterson, Bobby Siegel, the entire coaching staff coming in and, treating all of us like family, and just the family atmosphere. You can't wait to get back and come play year after year for guys like that.
What's going on, Evansville? John Schultz here, and the reason that I love the Evansville Otters is that Bosse Field always felt like home. Whether it was my teammates, coaches, the front office, fans, host families, we won and lost as a community, and it was that effort that got us this. So good luck this year, go Otters, and just win, baby.
We love the Evansville Otters because all they do for our community, and we're grateful for the support they provide to us here at the Arc of Evansville.
We're especially excited for the Star Wars night coming up on August 24th, benefiting the Arc.
Hi everybody, I'm Mike Blake. 25 years ago, I had the privilege of standing right here as we welcomed the Evansville Otters. What do the Otters mean to me? At that time, June 15th, 1995, it meant the return of baseball. You don't really appreciate something until you lose it. Thank goodness for the Bussing family and for the Otters. It brought a spirit, it brought an identity. Hey, don't ever forget the steeped history of baseball that Bosse Field and now the Evansville Otters bring to this community. Yay, Otters! Hey, here's to 25 more, and again, congratulations.
Greg Jelks managed the Evansville Otters for 5 seasons, leading the franchise to 3 appearances in the Frontier League Championship Series. Well, and Evansville won the whole thing in 2006. In 2006, the Evansville Otters made a late push in the regular season, made the playoffs with a 46-50 record, but ended up beating Chillicothe to win the franchise's first Frontier League championship. It was the first baseball title for the city of Evansville since the Triplets in 1979. Standing right here at second base where Josh Allen fielded a lot of baseballs. In 4 seasons with Evansville, Josh finished as the franchise's all-time leader in both triples and stolen bases. His best season in town came in 2016, the year the Otters won the Frontier League Championship. He batted .354 that year to win the Frontier League's Most Valuable Player award. After a heartbreaking finish in 2015, the following season the Evansville Otters earned a wild card spot in the 2016 postseason. In the first round, the Otters defeated the Joliet Slammers in 4 games before going 5 with the River City Rascals, which ended right here at Bosse Field a 1-0 victory in Game 5, clinching the franchise's second Frontier League championship.
The Otters embody America's favorite pastime with tradition and history and hometown pride, and it just doesn't get much better than that. There's something about a warm summer night, a cold drink, and watching the Otters play at Bosse Field, and you just can't beat that. And it doesn't hurt that I was an extra there in a league of their own a few years ago, so that always brings back fond memories as well.
I love the Otters because you can take your dog to the park and enjoy a great day of baseball. And they're a great addition to helping the nonprofits in the community get our mission out and have a great day in the park.
We love the Otters, one, because of all the nostalgia that goes along with it. Such an old, wonderful place. I've had so many great memories here of events, and of course the Otters game. And my kids love it, of course, because it's this great family outing that we get to do every single summer. So girls, why do you like the Otters?
I like the Otters because they're balloon animals.
Balloon animals? And why do you like the Otters?
I like the fireworks.
The fireworks. Can you say go? Go? 1, 2, 3.
Go.
There we go. Go Otters.
We love the Otters because they have a Girl Scout night, and we all got to come for a clinic with all the Otters players, and we got to stay overnight and sleep in tents in the outfield, and it was awesome.
Go Otters!
When Bosse Field opened on June 17, 1915, in front of 8,082 fans, it was the first municipally owned stadium in the United States. June 17, 2015 was a special day in Otters franchise history. It marked the 100th year celebration of the ballpark's first opening day. And in attendance, well, how about former Triplets manager Jim Leland, former Florida Marlins manager Jack McKeon, former Dolphin Bob Greasy, and the late Marvin Gray, the Frontier League's flag chairman. After a 3-hour delay because of weather, it was time to play ball that night as Evansville hosted Windy City in the Centennial celebration. Bosse Field is America's 3rd oldest professional ballpark, behind only Fenway Park in Boston, built in 1912, and Wrigley Field in the north side of Chicago, built in 1914. The stadium's namesake, former mayor Benjamin Bosse. If Bosse Field at times to you feels like a movie set, well, you aren't particularly too off base. In 1991, select scenes from the movie A League of Their Own was filmed right here at Bosse Field in Evansville, Indiana. The movie was directed by Penny Marshall. Tom Hanks was the leading actor, and actresses included Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell. Shots in the movie from in front of the ballpark and on the field were very, very prevalent, and Otter Bells still keep up with the movie theme by wearing their special uniforms. But remember, Bosse Field was home of the Racing Bells, but not the Rockford Peaches. Over my shoulder, you can see the Otters bullpen, where Eric Massingham warmed up before countless games at Bosse Field in his 4 seasons with the Otters. Massingham finished as the Otters' all-time saves leader. In 2018, he was inducted into the Frontier League Hall of Fame. In 5 seasons with Evansville, John Schultz led the franchise to new heights. He helped lead Evansville to the 2016 Frontier League Championship. And did you know that he is the leader statistically in 8 different categories, which includes hits and RBIs. He came to Evansville after a collegiate career at Pittsburgh and later played in the Miami Marlins organization. The Evansville Otters have had plenty of home run hitters in this pitcher-friendly ballpark. In 2014, Shane Houck set the franchise's single-season mark with 23 home runs, and 3 years later, Jeff Gardner matched that mark. The all-time leader in home runs in franchise history, you ask? Well, it's Chris Sweeney. He has 51.
Working with the Otters this year has just been incredible. You guys have really worked with us, shown us that there are so many possibilities of how to connect the Otters into our communities and then our communities back.
Happy 25th season to the Evansville Otters. As a former player, got to say it is just an outstanding organization to have had the honor to be a part of, and playing at a place like Bosse Field, just a beautiful stadium, a lot of history here. Had a blast, my 3 seasons here with the Otters. Winning the championship in 2016 has to rank up there with the memories. Being able to finish out my career, right here in Evansville, and like I said, in a place like Bosse that just has so much history. It meant a lot to me, and still finding my way back here every once in a while now, even in retired life. So keep on Bosse and keep on Evansville.
91.5 WUEV, and if you're still with us on the Otters Digital Network, the game has officially been called. Final score, Otters 3, Schaumburg 2. And it was important for the Otters to win this 6-game homestand with a winning record, win both series by 2-1. Today was, I guess, a little unusual. After last night's up-and-down game, a lot of hits, a lot of runs scored. Due to the rain delay and all the rain that is occurring right now on Boise Field, the Otters were able to jump out 3-2 and hold the lead. And I'm assuming Tyler Beardsley would end up with the win, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, I mean he was the man that was still on the mound while the game was called, so therefore he's got to be the winner.
I think it was a good job and timely hitting by the Otters. They responded after the first punch by the Boomers. They jumped out to the 2-0 lead. Keith Grieshaber tied things at 2 with his 2-run RBI single. And Dakota Phillips, the difference maker right now, as this game is final, he hit a solo home run over the center field wall, 400 feet away. His 5th home run of the year, and that is the difference maker. The Otters come away with a 3-2 win. I guess not only your thoughts today, but through the 6-game homestand, there were times where the Otters scored enough runs to win, or they hit the ball well enough but could not put enough runs across the plate. They had great pitching performances throughout the week. The one exception would be Randy Wynn's start, and that's nothing against him. Schaumburg came out and attacked early and often when they scored 5 runs in the first 3 innings on Friday.
No, you're right. Randy that night, I mean, even Bob Feller, one of the great pitchers of yesteryear, he had a couple losing games as well. Randy, I thought that night his curveball was hanging. I think they jumped on it. Other than that, he's a good pitcher, and unfortunately, my opinion, he was in there too long. And but overall, he's a good kid, good pitcher. And you're right when you say in this homestand, I'm going to say not only in the homestand, but most of the season, the Otters are where they are simply because of good starting pitchers. They're going out there and they're doing a Superman job. We haven't, as you mentioned again, we put runners on base, but we haven't been able to get those timely hits to drive in those ducks that are out on the pond. So overall, hey, you're looking at a good championship team. They got good pitching, good hitting, good fielding. All they got to do is every night put it all together. Instead of good pitching one night, no hitting, or good hitting and no pitching, you got to combine it all. So, but your observation is good.
Well, the Otters will head on a 6-game road trip tomorrow. They will leave for Washington, Pennsylvania, a nice 10-hour bus ride from Evansville to the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area for 3 games, and then they will going to Avon, Ohio, outside of Cleveland, Ohio, to face the Lake Erie Crushers. And then the Otters will return home on Tuesday, the 25th of June. So I won't see you for another week, Bill. But
I know, and I'll miss you, but I'll be listening on the radio for your commentary. And I know you do a super job, and I do listen very attentively to what you say. And besides, I'll repeat myself, thank you for the kind words last night when I had to leave. Unfortunately, my stomach didn't say anything good. Mm-hmm. I have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Hopefully, whatever problem I got is helpful. I lost 15 pounds in the last couple of weeks. So
that's good.
Yeah, so, but I'll be listening to you and enjoying your commentary and your description of the game. I think you do a very good job.
Oh, I appreciate it. So let's just update the folks out here in Otterville land. First pitch on Tuesday will be at 5:05 Central Time, at 6:05 and Washington. For 5:05 Central Time, you can listen to the game on 91.5 WUEV throughout the entire week. First pitch from Washington, Pennsylvania at 5:05 p.m. Pre-game show at 4:45 p.m. Central Time. Bill, it was a pleasure to see you this week. Otters win the homestand 4-2. They will take their momentum as they head on the road this week to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, as you say, the Otters won the bookends today, and that was great. And I would like to compliment our engineer back at the stadium, or
Joey.
at the studio, Joey, a disabled United States Army veteran who gave part of his body to our country, and I think those people deserve more respect than what they get. And Joey, my thanks to you for what you've done for this country, but also thank you for a wonderful job of working the last 2 nights.
Well, I think that was well said. For my partner, Bill McCune, and our engineer, Joey, back in the studio, I'm Dave Nguyen. Final score in 6.5 innings. The Otters win as a rain delay finalized the game. Final score, Otters 3, Schaumburg Boomers 2. Dave Nguyen from Bossy Field signing off.